Welcome to Autolife. This is an update on the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. Haven't been driving her, so that's the miles. 481,778. Using oil change, and we're going to give you an update on what's going on with the Corolla Hybrid. So I haven't been driving it. It's been sitting. I start it up once a week. So I haven't done oil. I haven't put gas in here. Now, if you don't know, I have a headlight out. All right. It is on the passenger side, on the right side. It's on this side. All right. Now, for the Corolla hybrids, they are LED assemblies. So that means you cannot change the individual bulbs. So let's go show you. That's the headlight. The car is on. That's the left side. And this is the right side. All right. So that I priced at about... It's been a while since I looked it up. I saw one for $800 and $400 for the entire assembly. So that will not be purchased. I'll just, if anything, I'll just drive this during the day, or I'll get rid of it. All right. Second thing that's going on that you may not know is the front end damage on the Corolla. So I've used various means to keep this bumper on. It won't stay on because it's missing a fender and the proper attachments inside the clips. So it won't stay on. Bumper. Now, the headlight is also, it's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look like this. Can you see that? That's how it's supposed to look. So I believe this went out prematurely because of the damage. A tree branch fell on it during a rainstorm, and it reduced the life of it with the impact, which was here. And it knocked this loose. Let's check the other side. It's tight. All right, but as you can see on the other side, all right, this happened when rainstorm, tree branch fell on the hood. I rode over the tree branch and it tore the guts out on the bottom. All right, let's go to the water pump. I'm getting this water pump circuit B, coolant pump circuit B malfunction. That's the water pump right there. Let's see if I can... AC still works. Right there, you see that like a grate, cheese grater? Right there, that's it. Where that finger's pointing at, that's the water pump. All right, coolant pump circuit B malfunction. That's between $200 and $400 from what I saw, aftermarket to the original equipment. So it's probably closer to $400. Now I don't know if I can actually make that purchase at $200, so I have to go back and look to see if that $200 price was authentic. But for the 2020 Toyota Corolla, that pump is around, let's say, $300. It's going between. All right. Now, how is the hybrid battery doing? The hybrid battery is actually normal. I believe this is the lithium battery they have, unlike the nickel metal hydrate in the, per my research, I have to look it up again, nickel metal hydrate in the RAV4. But the battery seems to be holding up after 5 years with the normal discharge rate, charge rate. I'm sure it's degraded over time, but it doesn't appear to be unreasonable. Go back to the brakes. I was going to take the tire off, but I said, nah, we're developing some rust, and these have never been changed since 2019. So I know that's going to be an issue if I ever get in there, if I don't get rid of it before then. But if I end up taking it with me on the road and parking it in a legal parking spot, in a legal parking spot, fully registered and insured, I'm going to have to change those brakes. Those have never been changed. The rear brakes. I've changed the front ones, but have not changed the rear as of yet. All right. It's just been sitting, so it went through a few rainstorms. And you can hear it scraping the front too. Yeah, guess we can check 481 778. Yes, the headlight is out. Let's check the front brakes out. And that's how you know it's on. You can see this. Can you see the spider webs? Yeah, there you go. So you know I'm not driving it. All right, so we got some rust up there. That can probably burn off, even though I would still inspect those and give it a once over. So these I end up putting on, and they come with like a rubber, like a thick rubber strap that just goes in between the two, and that holds the bumper off. It's supposed to be like a quick disconnect, but this is what I found to kind of, rig this on. And this is an aftermarket bumper. It never actually fit right from the beginning. So that was always originally, when this was originally repaired, when I first had some front end damage, that's how it actually set. All right, so aftermarket bumpers, or maybe something maybe twisted inside somewhere. See, that's how it originally fit when it bumper first got replaced. All right, this was fully working. This is two separate accidents, when this new bumper and the reason why the bumper is not attached or staying on. Two different accidents. All right, and the transmission fluid is good. So the transmission is bulletproof. It's going to last the rest of the life of this car. But she's given me, she made me a lot of money. I got stuck one time in the mountains when I got off the main road. But otherwise, this 2020 Corolla Hybrid has never let me down. And yes, it uses the 016 oil. It uses that. Spark plugs I did this year. You can see the green crusties on the ground strap. Now I have not changed the inverter fluid, but this is the inverter fluid here, inverter coolant fluid that cools the inverter. And this is the radiator fluid. All right. So I have not changed that since. I've never changed it. It's never been changed by me or the dealer. So not a major priority, but over time, the fluid will become acidic and it'll start eating away at the weaker parts that are susceptible to the acidic nature of the fluid. So that has to be changed. It's been 5 years, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yep, 5 years. It's been 5 years. So that needs to be changed. All right, now I have the RAV4, so it's not a priority. However, when I move, which I do plan on moving, I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do with this car. Should I take this on the road with me, because I'm going to be more than likely becoming a nomad very soon. And Beauty over there. All right, you can see a little bit of her. And it would make more sense that I, reduce, not having to worry about, where I'm parking, legally parking this at registered and insured, having to come back and check on it. And I thought about, putting a camera inside to monitor it, just leave it in a city, on a city street, where it can legally be, and a checkup on it every couple of days, but it would make more sense for me to get rid of her, to consolidate my major vehicle responsibilities. Or she still runs. It's not, all I need is to maintain and or replace the parts that I mentioned before, and she's still going to run. Now, at times the engine gets a little noisy. I believe the has something to do with the variable valve timing, if I'm not mistaken. They get noisy, so I'll have to do that to reduce the noise, and over time it's eventually going to get worse and worse the sound. So I watched a few videos on that, with the startup noise being really noisy, then quieting down during the when engine gets warmer. If you know what I'm referring to, please write that in the comment section. Please make a comment. All right. Now the last thing that was very annoying, the issue I have, was these washer nozzles. Where are you at? These washer nozzles. Yeah, when I had the front end damage, it damaged the reservoir for the washer fluid reservoir, and we got some debris and dirt end up getting in there. So over time dirt crept up into the system and clogged those nozzles. And I've been buying inferior, I think I bought 2 sets so far, inferior nozzles, and they have not been really working out. Not spraying right, the correct spray pattern, have not been, clearing the windshield properly because of, it not coming out all the way, spraying in an odd direction. So that's been, I would have to look at that if I actually want to take this car seriously, which I'm not. I'm more than likely going to get rid of it somehow, because the main reason, this headlight, which you can see the side markers is on, but the headlight is out. Yeah, you can see these are on. The headlight's out. Let's check that out. See those are on. The headlight's on. Now the high beams still work, to my knowledge. Was this? Oh no, high beam ain't working either. Do I have it plugged in? Yeah. Let me check that again. Oh, it's not that. All right. I had the automatic headlights on, so it wouldn't turn on manually. All right, so that's the high beam, and the high beam is not working. So the high beam and the low beam are not working on that side, and it's on. See that blue? And you can probably hear the relay, or not. So it's on, and the high beam it's not working. All right, so that whole light is out. That's the low beam. And that's the high beam. That looks like a bull. And it looks like a bull. But I can clearly see the difference. You may not be able to see it from the camera. So that whole light is out. The high beam and the low beam. I thought the high beam worked before. I may have been mistaken. But those are the issues. That's the update. More than likely going to... Well, I have a year. My registration runs out in 2025, I believe. September 2025. So I could, park this in a legal spot in a city, and maybe near a friend in a city that they can kind of watch it every couple of days. Just drive past, and I can drive past, and check it out. But I really don't have a use for her anymore, especially with all the issues. Mainly this headlight assembly. I previously bought the headlight assembly, but it was for the gasoline version, and I had to, it was a huge hassle, shipping it back, because Amazon, they were giving me the runaround in their return center. They couldn't find it, but they eventually found it and refunded the money. So these headlight assemblies, you cannot change the individual bulb. All right, you cannot change the individual bulb. I know it's probably not doing it justice, but that's the headlight right there with the white connector. There's another one farther back, but that's the connector. All right, so that's the update on the Corolla and all the issues with her. Good car, definitely recommend it. Just keep up on the maintenance, which is very simple. You get into accidents, you may not want to do that, but I was at the point where I understood that this is end of life. We know what the mileage is, and it starts to get to a point where you're kind of just putting band-aids on on severe wounds that are not really gonna profit you in the end. So this was better than getting it repaired by the dealer, going through this certain process. You have to pay certain fees and all that. we're at 481,000 miles, and we, outgrew the, we need the cargo capacity. All right, that's why we got the Wrath. All right, because we need the cargo capacity, because we are going to become nomads in the very near future. So, any thoughts or ideas on what I should do with this car? What I could do? Options. Still runs. She needs to be cleaned. I've been neglecting the cleanliness of her, but you can see it's on. You can see the mileage. 481,778. All right, so what would you do in this situation when you have, two cars? I'm not going to have this garage when I become a nomad, so I gotta turn you off. Gotta make a decision on what I'm going to do. So, any thoughts, ideas on what I should do with the Corolla? Get some bonus footage. I don't smoke, but any of you smokers out there, you remember these prices? If you've gotten value out of this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time.